Good afternoon, my dear students. Hope you're enjoying back home, right? So, the lockdown is basically meant for a purpose, and the purpose is to secure you. And we are joining hands with you, right? Giving you a reason to be home, giving you a reason to study, and yet learn effective and much valuable things back home, right? So, let's start with Anaconda today. Today we'll be starting with data sciences using Python 3 and Anaconda, right? And then we will see different techniques of data sciences and various techniques of data exploration and data analytics as well, right? So let's get started. And to get started, we require Anaconda. Now, what is Anaconda? It's an archive which contains all the tools and ingredients required to develop or to do analytics on data, right? And what you need to do is go online and Google, download Anaconda. It's an open source package, readily available, right? So you can go to anaconda.com right here, and you can see Anaconda individual edition, right? So this individual edition is meant to be downloaded. You can download it from here. First accept all the terms and conditions, and you see that it already has Jupyter, Spider, NumPy, pandas, and it has TensorFlow, Conda, Matplot. Matplotlib is also there, right? So visualizing the techniques or visualizing the data that we get after doing data analysis, we use Matplot, we use NumPy, and we use many different libraries. That is the fun. That is the real fun of having Python, right? So it's lighter, but with lots and lots of libraries. It is the lightest and the lightest software available on this earth, but it has hell amount of libraries. Like you require something, you import a library, and you get started like a pro. Right, and to get started, please download Anaconda, and after downloading Anaconda, your Anaconda Navigator, okay, will look something like this, right? So the Anaconda Navigator will have Jupyter Lab, which may not be required. So notebook, so this is web-based edition, and it's an interactive computer notebook environment. Edit and run human-readable documents while describing data analysis. So this is something that we will be using for analyzing all machine learning techniques and all data science techniques, and along with VS that we'll be using. Okay, so now what you need to do after you install Anaconda Navigator, sorry, you need to install, and after you install Anaconda Navigator, you have to download it, right? So you'll get an install button right here. Click the install button and install Jupyter Notebook. After you're done with Jupyter Notebook, we know that the prerequisite for this is Python, already being installed, right? So what are the prerequisites? So you have to make sure Python 3.7 is installed, or any version above 3 is installed. Alright, so that is point number 1. Point number 2, running. Point number 3, an active internet connection. We'll have to make sure that we are having these 3 before we get started with Anaconda, right? Anaconda is nothing but an archive, and it contains a list of softwares. It contains all the software required to run data analytics, okay? Right, so after you are done with this Jupyter Notebook install, click on Launch. And here we go, we'll start launching the Jupyter Notebook, and that is going to prepare an environment where we can do data analytics from, right? So you'll get this right here. Click on Files, right? And you can see this here. Let's see, click on New, Python 3 file, right? And I'll click on Python 3 file. Okay, this is the environment ready for you. Click on Save the file as. So I'll say Data Analytics Part 1. So I have saved the file as Data Analytics part 1. So as I know you all are already familiar with Python and all the source code that is required in Python and all the techniques and syntax of Python, right? Okay, so now after you have successfully installed Jupyter, so we'll get started. But before we start, I'll have to give you the overview of data sciences, right? So now, what is data sciences or data analytics, right? It is the process. So I'll say data sciences is a process of analyzing large set of data points to get answers on questions related to that data set, right? So for example, if I give you an example, let's say an example of an IIT, I want to do analysis on the data set of an IIT. What an IIT has students, and we have students coming from Baramulla, or we can say north side. We have students coming from south. We have students coming from east. We have students coming from west, right? So let's take this example of all the students, okay? I want to do analysis now, right? So I'll first see how many are coming from north, how many are coming from south, how many are coming from east, and the students who are coming from west. And then I'll make a decision, and that decision is going to be data driven. The decision is not going to be based on hypothesis and assumptions, right? So that's going to be a data driven decision. I'll take my database out and I'll see, let's say about, for the sake of this class, that we are having students coming from north. North side is giving me more students, right? And then followed by south, east, and west. And out of those students who are coming from north side, how many are male and how many are female, right? So we can do analysis on that. And out of those who are coming, let's say for example, males are coming more from north side and females are coming more from east side, right? And then I'll say what background are they coming from, what is their 12th or their middle score that they are coming from, right? So how much have they scored in board exams, right? And then I'll do lots and lots of analysis, and at the end I'll come to know the set of students or the qualification of students who join my institution, right? And all the businesses today, they rely on data driven decisions. Everything, be it election campaign, be it anything, even today the COVID-19, the data has been collected, the data is to be collected, they're collecting the data and they're making decisions on the basis of data. I just heard the news that COVID-19 is not more effective on patients who are having or the people who are having O positive or O negative blood, is very less effective on those. It doesn't attack those. So that is based on the data. They collect the data. COVID-19 affected patients, what's their blood group, right? Are they female? What's their age? And then they collect the data and make data-driven decisions, which are meant, and those decisions are, rock solid, and they're not based on hypotheses and assumptions. So that is what all the companies are doing today. The success of the company today depends on the data point of the company, the data set of the company. That is why collection of data is very important, and that's what we are doing on internet. Let's take a look at internet. What makes internet? Right? Okay, we're having some sounds at the background. I'm very sorry for the sounds. Right? And what makes internet? This is the question that I'm asking all of you. Tell me. It is the content. And what makes content? Data. So content is what makes internet, and data is what makes content. And you can see data everywhere on Facebook. Okay, data everywhere on Twitter. So I'll get rid of the background noises and come back again. All right, so we got rid of some background noises, so it was very bothering. Okay, So now internet is made up of content, and content is made of data. Now if you look around you, around the internet, you can see Facebook, it's filled with data. Twitter, filled with data. Google, filled with data. All the blogs, all the forums, right? So they are filled with data, but the data is there in a mismanaged format. And what we do, manage the data, take it in the database, do data wrangling, do data cleaning, and then perform data analysis on that. Data analysis is what the future of IT, data analysis, machine learning is what the future of IT is going to be, right? So that's what we are going to start with today. Right, I hope that you already installed Anaconda, and after you install Anaconda, we will be using library. Okay, so I'll say library to be used will be pandas. Now, what is pandas? Okay, let me indent this for you. Okay. Alright, so this is data sciences library to be used is pandas. And what is pandas? So I'll have to write a definition of pandas for you. Alright, so pandas is a Python module or library that makes data science easy and effective. Right, so you'll see that practically, inshallah, how to use pandas. So without wasting much of your time, so let's get started with pandas. The first thing that you'll have to do, right, so this is Navigator, Anaconda Navigator home, and then you can go to Navigator environments and see basically all and search for pandas. And here pandas is, please install pandas and matplot. Install matplot, right? I repeat, install pandas, install matplot library, right? Install numpy library. So you can see all the numpy libraries right here, right? So you have to install this numpy. After you install everything, let me write it down for you, right? So install. So we have, okay, so environments, pandas, numpy, matplotlib. Many of these are going to be pre-installed with pandas, so you don't have to worry about these things. But rechecking is not a problem. You can recheck and see whether you have installed everything, right? So when everything is installed, you'll go to Anaconda home and launch the Jupyter notebook and get started with Jupyter notebook, right? As we require some files to do data analytics of, right? So we know that the files are very essential and they are required. So we'll have to import them, right? So as I'll import, I have a file, and the file is in E. Okay, my file. So I have this folder right here, E column my files. I'll be sharing files with you at the end of the lecture so that you can download these files also. Okay, now the first thing that I know that I'm going to deal with pandas, so I'll have to import pandas. Import pandas, right, as PD. So now pandas will be called as PD, or you can say that the pandas has a nickname. Throughout the project, it has a nickname PD now, or an object name, whatever you can say. Okay, so the star indicates that is being compiled, and now 1 means true, that pandas has been successfully imported. Without installing, if you install pandas without installing the prerequisite environment, so you are going to get an error, not found. If you're getting this error, go back to your Anaconda, right? Go back to environments and search the package pandas and install pandas, right? Okay, after you are done, click and you can see that the pandas has been successfully installed, right? So you can go to next line by How do you go to next line? Shift enter, right? So click on shift enter and you go to next line, right? So click shift, keep shift button pressed and then click enter. All right. So now the first thing that I have to do is make a data frame, right? Because we require data to be kept inside a data frame where we can do all the analysis from. For that we have to import. So I'll say data frame, or you can, it's a variable name, you can say data frame as df or data frame. It's basically recommended to use fully qualified names for data frames. Okay, so I will say pd, which is the nickname, or the we can say alias given to pandas. So I'll say pd dot read underscore csv, and I have this file here, temp. I'll open this file for you. Now this file contains it's a CSV file, comma separated values, and it contains temperature, humidity, sea level, visibility, wind speed of maybe some area, right? So, and it contains sea level also, right? So we'll import this, and I'll keep the link in the description so that you can download this file as well at the end of the lecture. Okay, so I'll say read the CSV because you're having two files. You can have an Excel file, and for Excel you can say read XLS, right? Now you're reading Excel, but it is a CSV file. What is the full form of CSV? It's comma separated values, isn't it? So we are going to read, and I will give the path right here, which is e column my files. Okay, so I'll have to / my files / temp.csv. Click. Okay, we're having some error. We are not able to import it. So I'll see that I use / here. I'll have to use /. Now you can see that this file has been imported. I'll zoom it for you. All right, so now it's visible. Now data frame, you are preparing a data frame with taking help from PD to read the comma separated values from the file in E column, folder name my files, file name temp.csv. If you want to see the file, so I can say data frame, and you go, here you go, you get all the values of the data frame, that these are the dates, right? On 1/1/2016, temperature was 38 degrees Celsius, dew point was 23, humidity was 52, sea level pressure was this, visibility was this, wind speed was this, and every single thing which is required to do data analysis of. Okay, or you can say data, you can say .head. Now if you say data frame .head, right, data frame .head means you are printing four values, first four values, yeah. Or you can pass an argument in data frame that I require first 10 values. So here you go, you get first 10 values in the data frame. Okay, is that clear? So I'll just keep it head, right? So I'll make a file for you so that you can download at the end. Okay, and I'll give the description. Okay, right, so what are we doing here? Reading, storing data from a CSV file to a pandas data frame, right? Storing data from CSV file to pandas data frame. Is that clear? All right, and what is happening here? Head will print first 5 values starting from 0. And why am I writing these things? Because I'll have to prepare you for interviews as well tomorrow if you go out for interview and they tell you what is head doing, so you don't know that the values start from 0 to 4 and the head prints first 5 values, right? And we can also pass also pass parameters to head function, like give me a head 10, right? So printing 0 to 9. I hope this part is understood. Let's carry on and go to part 2, right? So since we have been able to print the data frame and see the available data that we'll have to do analysis of. Let us say I'll target temperature and I want to see the maximum temperature in the data set, right? So I will say, please give me data frame. I'm targeting the data frame right here, and I want to get, because we're using arrays here, data frame is nothing but a multi-dimensional array, so I will use temperature, right? And I want to get temperature dot max, so which means please give me the maximum temperature in the data set. Okay, so I'll have an error, so data frame temperature dot max is giving me an error, so maybe data frame, I'll compile it once again. Okay, data frame spelling mistake. So the maximum temperature in the data set is 50, right? So let's hit shift enter, go to next line, and let's say about I want to get all the dates when it has rained, right, in a current year. Say about if we are having the data for entire year, I want to get dates when it has really rained, right, starting from January to December. So I can do that. Data, I call the data frame and I say I want to get dates. So I'll say, right, so this is the attribute name. I want to get dates, and because we are using a multi-dimensional array, so I'll say data frame and target another array, data frame, and I want to get events when dates is equivalent to events, right? And you can go to events right here and see events. Let's say head 20. I want to print first 20 values of the head. And events, you can see it's rain, rain, not available, rain, snow, snow, right? So I want to get events. Let me print only 2 here. All right. So I want to get events when events, I want to get dates when events is equivalent to rain. All right, so you can see that 1/9/2016, 1/10/2006, it has rained on 1/9/2016, 1/10/2016, 1/16/2016, and 1/27/2016 in the entire data set, right? So we are having 1, 2, 3, 4 occurrences of rain in the complete data set, right? So let's carry on and see what else we can basically do. Okay, all right, and what else can we do? So let me see. Rain, maximum temperature, minimum temperature is also there. Okay. Oh, let's see an average wind speed. So we have wind speed miles per hour. Let's see the average wind speed. Okay. So I want to say format, right? Format my data frame. Format means create a system, right? Format means creating system. And target wind speed miles per hour and give me the mean. Mean means the average, right? Okay. And the second parameter that it takes is dot to f. So I'll make you understand what this dot 2f is. So the average wind speed is 6.89. So if I say dot 1f, so you can see 6.9, and 2f will give me 6.89. That means after decimal I want two values. You can even say 5. So you're getting 8, 9, 2, 6. So this is called as dotted decimal notation, right? And what is float? It is floating point representation, as you already know. And floating point representation can also have a floor and a seal. So I want to get how many digits you want to get after the decimal is what the second parameter is all about. So I want to get 2. So an average wind speed in the entire year in the data set has been 6.89. So let me go to next line and see what we can do. All right. And we have basically, you can see that we have, let me print this, we have messy data also right here, which may cause problem in data analysis right here. You can see wind speed has NaN here, right? NaN stands for not a number, right? So it's not available. And events, oh my god, it's messy in here. Not a number. And you can see that is why data analytics is not easy, because you're not going to get formatted data always. You're not going to have the luxury of getting formatted data so that you can easily format it. We'll have to apply techniques like data munging and data cleaning. So let me make a file for you, and then I'll tell you what data munging and data cleaning and data wrangling is. So that is very important for us to know. I'll be recording this lecture very short since it's a test to see that whether everyone is able to download it, because we are running a very limited connection here in Kashmir. So, nevertheless, basically, you won't win if you don't begin. So you'll have to begin to reach, right? So that's the point that I want to make. Right, so you can if you believe you can. So rather than making this lockdown as a disadvantage, we can make this an advantage. Right, we can take advantage from instead of the COVID-19 taking better of us. Be professionals and start taking better of COVID-19, that we're home and we are going to learn more than we learn usually. Right, and as long as our institution is concerned, we are with you and providing you hand and complete support 24/7, so that the process of learning should not stop. The process of the quest for professionalism should not stop. Right, so okay, what are we doing here? All right, so we are measuring the max temperature in the data set. DS stands for data set, right? So we know that events when it has rained. So I'll just note down this 2F. So second argument is dot 2F, right, which means, or we can say, digits after dot, right? So digits after dot. And let's go back and see what is data wrangling. All right, so data wrangling, cleaning up messy data, that's it. Process of cleaning messy data is called data munging or data cleaning. All right, so there I'm writing it for you. Process of cleaning messy data is called data munging or data cleaning, like nulls and nans, right, cause often, right, hinder the data analysis process. So we'll have to find a way out of data cleaning and data munging and data wrangling, right? So I'll give you a very good example of data munging and data wrangling. So this is how, when you get data, right? So this is how your data is going to look like. So this is your data. So when a professional or any data scientist will go through this kind of data, he'll say, oh my God, I have a work cut out for the day. This is what I have to do. And what he has to do, take out the data and arrange data in this format. This data has to be formatted this way, right? So it's not an easy job to do, because I told you that data often comes in a mismanaged format. Facebook has data, Twitter has data, Gmail has data, Google has data, forums have data, but all the data that they have is not in a managed format, but in a mismanaged format. So this is how you perform data wrangling. This is how you perform data cleaning. Now this to this, so it is, you have the work cut out, right? So I will say this to this. So this is right formatted data, and this is what you get. So this is, that's why I wrote process of cleaning messy data is called data munging or data cleaning, right? Like getting rid of nulls and not a numbers, right? Okay. Let us see. Let's do more things. Okay, we have seen. Okay, just a moment. Right, so let us say we have to basically fill the data right here. Okay, so to fill the data, we need to recognize the columns that we have to perform data munging to. All right, so in our case, we can see the wind speed miles per hour has some nan values. So we call this nan. So it has many values. So let's say about 40 of them. So let's get 40. Yeah, many nan values. So wind speed, nan. It's here. Null values. Okay, so we're having many null values that we have to get rid of. And how do you get rid of those null values? By applying fill any, right? So well, I do right here. So I will say data frame dot fill any, right? And you have to fill it on the column number. Okay, just a moment. I'll just write few more things, but I'll offer Nimas first and then come back. All right, starting back. All right, so we know that we are having messy data right here, as I discussed already. Events has nan and wind speed has nan, right? So not a number, so we'll have to get rid of it. So I'll show you the easy technique to get rid of it, but that's not going to be the final technique. As we progress being data scientists, or we deal with data sciences, we'll have to learn many techniques like medians and everything else, right? Since I have not started with data mathematics yet, so I'll be showing you some easy techniques. So first easy technique for filling up the data is the pandas inbuilt function fill any. So that's what we are going to be, that's what we are going to use. So I'll take the data frame and I'll say data frame dot fill any, right? And instead of any null values, we are going to put 0 there, right? So wherever we have null values, we are going to replace them, be it null or be it nan, and we are going to replace all nan values with 0. So now you can see that we have replaced them with 0. So 0, 0, 0, 0 in the complete data set with just a click, right? And let's extract the data set and do this again. So I'll do this again, and we'll have to see. Now see, Okay, so now fill NA is not applied, because if I again say show me the data frame, let me see if I get data frame. Alright, so I still get NaN values right here. Why? Because what I have done, I have applied fill NA, but that has not replaced the content of, I have created a new data frame right here, right? I have not replaced the content as that of the original data frame which we have created at the beginning. To replace the contents also, what we need to do is that we have to pass second parameter as in place equals true. What this in place true does, true, T is capital in true, what this in place true does, fills the NA and replaces the old data set with as that of the new data set right here. Now if I run it, and you can see and that in place true has done its job. Alright, so in place true is very important. And now if I say, let me copy this and paste it here. Okay, so 6.23, 6.89, and see the difference right here is evident and in front of you. I don't know all the dogs of my mohalla, right, are having COVID. So they are barking, or maybe they are sneezing, or I don't know what are they doing. So ignore them and concentrate on the class, right? So see the difference right here is quite a bit. So this is a result before data munging, and this is the results after applying data munging. Data munging is not just fill NA. It's not even a book. It's an institution that we are going to learn in the concurrent classes. But for now, because you just started with data sciences, this thing is sufficient for you to know. Right, that we're using fill NA function to fill all the NANs, right? So let me put it here. Alright, so another file is in the making, right? What is fill NA going to do, and what is in place true is equivalent to going to do? So in place will replace, or we can say replace, update the old data set with new one, right? So we'll update the old data set with new one. So if you don't keep in place true, so you will not be able to do you will not be able to do data analytics on data frame with data being filled NA, right? So that's why you have to keep in place true, right? Now installing pandas on idle, so we know that we can start with cmd, go to command prompt, you can install it here. I can say Python. My Python is not working, python, just a moment. So I can go to python, Python command prompt. Alright, so I'm using the Python command prompt right here. So I can say pip list, give me the list of pip. Internet is not working, so pip list, please give me what is the problem. Just a moment. Have to start with command command prompt, type Python, maybe, yeah, it's working. Python is working. So I'll say pip list. Okay, my list is not working. What is wrong? Let me exit pip list. Yeah, I'll have to type it directly on the command prompt. So this is where we get pip list. So this is what we can install using pip commands. Beautiful Soup is there. Do you find Django is also there? So that we'll be using inshallah in the near future. And pandas is also there, right? So simple, I'll say pip install pandas using command prompt. So you can install pandas right here, and you can see I have already installed, so yours might take a bit to install. Pandas. Now, let me tell you more about data frame. What is a data frame? I'll keep the video short for today because it'll test you guys might require some time to install Anaconda and everything required for data analysis.